Thank you. You know, Michael Keaton is a very talented comedian and actor. He is currently filming a new movie called Night Shift. I believe some of that was filmed right here in New York City. He will soon be seen on a brand new television series in which he is the star, entitled Report to Murphy. Please welcome Michael Keaton.
This isn't going to leave a ring here, is it?
No, that's all right. Go right ahead. How you doing?
I'm doing all right.
Was that right? Was this motion picture Night Shift shot largely in New York City?
Some of it was shot in New York City. I don't know how largely it was shot. We had to go back to Los Angeles and do it. Can I do something real quickly?
Surely.
I knew you'd say yeah. Being an open kind of guy. I just have to read this. Now, this comes from Bazooka Joe. This is the comic. I got to tell you.
Reading on the plane, were you?
Yeah. Just knocking some off. And I must have read 15, 20 of these, like that. Like that. I didn't knock them off. I go through these things. And I don't care who you are, you can't put these things down. You know when you open her up and you kind of put the, by the way, I bet you got the gum. It's been in here. This was Martinized, so it's up to you if you want to eat that or not. You open these up, and I don't care who you are, you can't put them down. I mean, you could be Haig, you could be Alexander Haig, and you'd be at a press conference saying, funds del Salvador? Yeah, just a minute. Yeah, I think we should, probably. Except I'm reading this one, and this is very funny. I just got to read it to you, okay? So just let me, it takes a couple minutes. Can you see? Oh, I'm sorry. Just picture Bazooka Joe with a clock throwing it out a window, right? And he's got that little, turtleneck up over his face. And his friend, I always wondered how anyone can understand what he said anyway, Anyway, Tubby's standing next to him and say, "Hey, Bazooka Joe, why are you throwing that clock out the window?"
Right.
All right. So Bazooka Joe looks at him and says, "I wanted to see time fly." I know, but wait. No, wait, it's not over. So he looks back at him and says, "Time? It's a rather ethereal subject, isn't it?" And he looks back at him and says, "Well, Tubby, it depends on how one views time. If one sees time cosmically in a straight line intercepted by a series of events, or going on into infinity." And then Joe comes back with something I think is pretty clever. He says, "Yes, but wasn't it Eugene O'Neill who said, 'Weary am I of the tumult, sick of the madding crowd, pining for far-sea places where the soul may think aloud.'" And then Tubby just throws his hands up and says, "Hey, I'm sorry I asked."
Yeah. I remember when it was just a couple of dumb guys talking. No, now it's pretty heavy, interesting stuff. So was the movie enjoyable? You liked making the movie?
Truly, yeah, it was really wonderful. It was truly wonderful. It was a wonderful, warm experience. It was a lot of fun, and it's always fun to come to New York anyway. It was really a treat when they said you're going to New York, because it's just, I know it's been said 1,000 ways, 1,000,000 times, but it's really a fun place to be. An example is, I saw a squirrel, this is the truth, in Central Park I'm running the other day, a squirrel dragging a slice of pizza up to his house. Dragging a piece, and I think he's got a little set and a couple of beers up there, a little TV, what's from Tommy Hearns fight. Some of his buddies, but we came in and it got really cold over the weekend.
Yeah.
When you forget, when you live, I live in California now, your blood gets thin. You kind of get to be a sissy. When you come back, the cold weather really gets you, man. Like we came in, I remember I came back home for Christmas once in Pittsburgh, and the pilot said, "Welcome to Pittsburgh, where the temperature is currently 3 degrees. 3 degrees. I thought to myself, 3 degrees. Why have any?
Yeah, that's right. Just round it off. What the heck?
Yeah, come on.
Yeah. Did you, now that you have you know what I like? A lot of times people go on television shows and they bring the outtakes of their film.
Yeah.
Do you have any? Well, that, of course, means things that didn't make it to the final.
No, I don't. You know what we could do, though? I just thought of this at the last minute. I couldn't bring any. I was supposed to bring some, but I don't know if this is good. I think we can do. I can draw you some of the things that happen real quick, like scenes, all right? Can we just do that?
That'd be great.
And maybe say, we're out, can you see any of these? We're outside once, and there was like a tree. And I'm running here, this is a guy after me, and you can see him kind of he's going, "Hey, stop," this, right? You see?
Yeah.
And my car is going around this, well, I'll show you. Okay, so this is my car, all right? Right there, and it's there's smoke, and I'm and so you can kind of get the motion out of it. And it's a chase scene. Finally,
Quite a chase scene, yeah.
Pushes me off the cliff.
That's unbelievable. It seems very exciting. I'll be going to see that. Tell me about your new series, Report to Murphy.
Report to Murphy. We did it.
Michael, sit up. Look
okay,
how you're
in
slouching.
November.
He's right. He is right.
We did it in November. We shot in November, and then I remember we did 4. We actually started out with 4.
Whoa.
And no, we did the pilot, and then they said, "Why not shoot 5 more of those suckers?" Right? CBS says.
Yeah,
CBS
CBS
usually uses
suckers,
a term like suckers, whereas NBC is. And we did 5 of them, and they're real good. And it starts April 5th on Monday.
Who else in the extravaganza?
Nobody, just me.
Just you?
Just me.
Just you.
I do a lot of this stuff.
A lot of those.
Yeah.
Kind of like the old John Nagy show where you teach people to draw.
You know what? Tonight were the Academy Awards, right?
That's right. That's
And I
right.
was
The
thinking,
Academy.
and I was thinking, now that I've done a movie, you just start to look at movies differently. You know, you start to look at different, technically and the angles, and you think about the story. For instance, Red's a wonderful movie. Am I right? Very good movie.
I take your word for it.
It is a good movie, and it's a study of John Reed. You follow John Reed's life, who was buried in the Kremlin wall. Problem for me was, I don't think they ever really covered the story of his wife, Donna, the way they should have. You know?
No.
He comes into the Kremlin with a little skirt and a thing around. You gonna be home for dinner? It's a revolution here, honey! I think the old movies like the Garfield movies, John Garfield would always kind of take control. I was a big John Garfield fan. And am I getting a signal there?
We gotta pause here, but you want to continue? I tell you what, we'll pause. You finish
Pick it up.
this
If you can pick it up when you come back.
We'll be right back with Mr. Michael Keaton, ladies and gentlemen. We gotta go. I want to thank Jack Anderson, Robert Truex, of course, my good friend Mr. Michael Keaton. Report to Murphy coming up. Paul Schaefer in the band, of course, Bill Wendell, and the wonderful studio audience. Tomorrow night, you got to be here. Cartoonist Gan Wilson from Love Sydney, Swoosie Kurtz, and Andy Kaufman. Have a good night, folks. Thank you for being here. Bye.
Hello, sir.
Hi.
Michael Keaton.
Oh, for heaven's sakes, Michael Keaton.
You did bring a clip,
Uh-huh.
and it would be...
Oh, no.
Yeah, I'm afraid so.
Oh, not that.
With a little luck, we can help it out. We can make this whole darn thing work out.
It's pretty good. You just are so clearly resentful of having to do it, which is fantastic.
Thank you very much, Paul. Listen to this. Here's a guy. What a guy. Met this guy in the 70s, years and years ago. A really funny guy. Just funny, naturally funny, and a tremendous actor as well. He can do anything, honestly. He was recently nominated for an Academy Award. As I mentioned, he's a very funny man. Please welcome back to the program our good friend Michael Keaton.
I just want to take a little bit. Thank you.
Yeah. Michael Keaton, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
Welcome back.
Thank you. I am really excited to be here.
We haven't seen
so
you
happy.
since the Academy Awards. Well,
Yeah, look at what I
doing
took.
something a little different.
Nobody can hear.
What do we have here?
I'm collecting a lot of...
Oh, yeah. That's
the
the
show.
pictures of the show. That's very nice.
yeah, that's,
And these
marquee.
are your shoes?
You know, I had the yeah, those are my shoes. I had the foresight last time I was here. I don't know if I was coming back or going to be asked back, so I had the foresight to, take some memorabilia. So
You took some memorabilia?
Yeah, some things from the last show. No, things I wanted to have. So, yeah.
What kind of things did you take?
I took a computer. and some copper wiring. That's very valuable.
But it's not exactly.
Huh?
I wouldn't call it memorabilia.
Oh, well, all right.
Anyway.
Nothing says...
But the last time you were here, I dragged you through it, and I did exactly probably what you were sick and tired of doing, which was talking about your film. But I was so taken by the movie Birdman, I wanted to know everything about it.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. I apologize.
Nope, it's okay.
But that experience, it must... After a while, it takes on a life of its own. Feel like you're being dragged down a gravel road by a truck.
Yeah, it was extraordinary and really oddly fun. You know what it's like. Sometimes when things are really, really difficult and you want to see if you can pull it off, it's an odd kind of fun. And the whole experience, the grind, but it was a great grind.
Great reaction.
The reaction was crazy. When we were picking up, and I was personally picking up a lot of awards. And I have to tell you this thing because I've saved it. Thank you for what you said about me not receiving an Academy Award for Birdman, and how nice you were about that. And we'll get to some other stuff later. So thanks for that. And when I heard that, it was very. It moved me for one thing, and I thought I have to say this story from. They have a luncheon, which is a great thing, an Academy luncheon before the awards, and it's really when you're in the room, it's really something. You think everyone in the world is there. Every big name you've ever heard of or even thought about is in the room, and you really feel like you're in the real world of what I do for a living. It's just a really great event. And so I'm walking back. I was kind of walking back to my table, and I couldn't get around these people, so I was kind of waiting. And there was a gentleman sitting at a table, really nicely dressed man, probably in his 70s and maybe even 80 years old, really nicely dressed, looking like a real gentleman. He looks up at me, and I look at him, and he's sitting by himself at a table, and he calls me over, and he says, "I want to tell you, that's maybe the best performance I've ever seen in a movie." And he goes on. I mean, he says, I've been in this Academy for some ridiculous amount of years, like over 50 years or something. And he said, not only did I go back and see the film in a theater like 3 times, which I never do, your performance will go down. And it was unbelievably, like, it's that thing where you're really uncomfortable at first, and then I thought, just enjoy this. And by the way, when he finished, and he was saying, I didn't know what to say, and I thought to myself, I am a lock.
Yeah, I would think so.
This guy, he had been around forever. He knew everyone in the Academy. I thought, well, that's about it. That's about all I need. So we're talking, and he says these really nice things. I go, boy, that is awfully nice of you, sir, and thank you very much. And as I get up like this, he kind of grabs my arm and he says, just remember, Michael, when it comes to winning an Academy Award, illness always wins.
Oh my.
I know.
Oh my
I
God.
know. And I thought, I am so right now. I am, it's over. I went from, it's a done deal to, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Oh.
Just remember, Michael, illness always wins.
Always wins. Oh, my God. And then you have the big event, and then it comes and it goes, but your life is different now regardless, isn't it?
Yes, to some degree. I mean, I think it is, but, I still... live basically the life I want. I mean, it's great, and I was picking up some W's there. We were doing okay, and it was such a great experience to be in it and to go through the whole thing and the movie.
Well, you were very gracious and graceful about it.
Thanks.
And when we come back, I want to hear. I think this is an old story about you meeting the Pope.
Oh, sure. Sure.
Now, this is true, isn't it?
It's totally true.
Yeah.
Totally. I'm a big fan of the current Pope. I'm not kidding. I have a statue of St. Francis of Assisi I've had in my yard since forever because I'm a very lapsed Catholic. But I love this new guy.
Yeah.
He's the greatest.
When you were at the Vatican, did you pick up any memorabilia?
No. I didn't. Yeah. I didn't leave empty-handed. Let's put it that way. Spiritually or material.
Whatever you need.
Yeah.
We'll be right back with Michael Keaton, everybody.
good. All right. I don't know what's planned. I don't know what.
We got plenty of time.
This is supposed to be. I'm going to get this out of the way.
Okay, this
I
is
want to
good.
thank you for all these years.
Oh, you're
It's
welcome.
been tremendous.
Oh, no, stop.
No. I know. Look. You're just going to have to sit back and hate this just for a minute. Just bear down. Just bear.
All right. Man up.
Just bear down with me. Not only when he showed up in L.A., everyone knew it. This guy was so funny and fast. It was like somebody who, when we were standing around these places like the Comedy Store, the Improv, and this guy showed up, and everybody just kind of looked at one another and said, "How long has this guy been doing this?" And it had been about 15 minutes, and you would have thought he was doing it for years. It was so clear how bright and funny, and you had that really great Midwestern thing that till this day I find funny, like Bob and Ray and all those guys. And we became friends, and you've been consistently a friend. And not only what you did, look, you had a paper route, right?
Yes, I did. You had one?
Look at this.
Well, you're right. You're right.
You kidding me?
That's right.
You were some kid in Indiana with a paper route, just living life, and look what you are. I mean it. It's extraordinary.
Same could be said for
Definitely.
you 8 times over.
Definitely. I was shoveling
a big
that.
family in
Yes.
the Pittsburgh area.
Yep, Pittsburgh area.
We worked on the Mr. Rogers show.
Yes, yeah, I had a whole lot of other jobs. But congratulations. 'Cause
Congratulations
not
to you,
only
Michael.
what you've done for comedy and
No, I've
shows
done
like
nothing for
this,
comedy, but it's been a
the
lot of
best.
fun.
And
But-
thanks for all the stuff it did for me.
Well,
I really mean
it's
it.
been,
Thank you.
You know, there's.
I can't tell you how much I'm going to miss this.
Thank you.
I really mean it. I kind of hate being here, to be honest with you.
Well,
'cause-
you'll get other people will invite you places. But Michael, there's a handful of guys, and Michael is the kind of guy that you wake him up in the middle of his sleep, and he will have something funny to say. He's always funny, and he's the right kind of funny. And
Wow,
excuse
thanks.
me if that sounds a feat, but it happens to be true in this man's
Well,
case.
thank you
Now,
very much.
And by the way, I have awakened him in the middle of the night.
And it wasn't that funny.
Hello, Mike. It's Dave. The hell are you doing here? So anyway, you were at the Vatican.
Oh, no, I wasn't at the Vatican.
Oh, you weren't at the Vatican.
No,
I'm sorry.
Brokaw loves the story, by the way. He
Oh,
always,
Brokaw.
He always asks me to tell this story. So, and I told her here, and I thought, you know what? Not like it's a best of, but I may as well tell this story because I was raised Catholic, and I'm a bad Catholic. I'm a lapsed Catholic. I don't even know if I'm a lapsed Catholic. I'm a relapsed Catholic. So, but my mom, devout. Not my father was not Catholic. My mom was devout. Mass every morning. You know, really old school Catholic woman.
Morning
Every morning.
Mass.
Every morning. Those are great stories, but that's for another time. So Pope John, I forget, when, I think it was 94 or something, or late 80s, I forget when it was. The Pope was doing a tour. They had jackets and everything. No. Yeah. He called it,
jackets. It's a tour jacket.
silk. They were those silk
Yeah.
ones. You know, shiny
Satin, I think.
Satin.
Satin.
They're nice.
Yeah, they are nice.
Yeah.
It was the kick-ass tour, I
It
think
was
he called it.
the Pope's kick-ass.
Yeah, I don't know, whatever.
What did you have? Did you have a laminate? Did you have
I had mine laminated.
all
yes. I got the
access
pass.
laminate?
I got the laminate.
Fantastic.
Anyway,
You can get anywhere.
you should have been at that party.
Right on stage. Oh.
Anyway, he's literally doing a tour of the world, and he's coming to the United States. And there was a person who had a position in the Vatican who was from Pittsburgh and knew my story and everything, and called. And they wanted certain people from the show business world to show up at this event in South Carolina at the stadium of the University of South Carolina. You know, also other people were showing up from all walks of life. And so I get this call, and it's unbelievable. And this is true. I forgot about this. The guy told me in the Vatican there were a lot of Johnny Dangerously fans. I swear to God. I swear to God. That's what he said. I'm not making it up. So I go, I'm listening to this phone call, and I go, I didn't want to say, how'd you get my number? I didn't want to say that. It was the Vatican. So I said, honestly, I out of respect to you and everyone involved, I'm not the right person. It's inauthentic of me. It's not. I would think it would almost be sacrilegious. Somebody who's not a practicing Catholic would be part of this. So I hang it up. Now I start thinking about it, and I go, man, if my mother ever finds out, I just shut. And now I start thinking, wait a minute. I might be able to negotiate something here. I swear to God. I call back. I get the guy on the phone. I go, all right, I'll tell you what. Let's work this deal out. And I go, I'll do it. You know, we'll go over what I have to say and not say and everything. And but you know, my mother's going to meet the Pope. And he goes, oh yeah, yeah. And I go, no, 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 no. No, I mean not like, hey, hi, Leona, how you doing? I mean like face-to-face blessing, the whole thing. Not a mass, not a big, like, you know, millions of people. I said it's got to be face-to-face. That's the deal. And we go back and forth. And he goes, well, no, I don't do it unless this is what happens. He goes, fine, deal. So I'm negotiating a deal with the Vatican. So, yeah. Plus she wants 15 grand. No. No. So here's how it works. So how it works is I've seen the Stones maybe 5 times. I've seen Springsteen and all these guys. I never saw anything like this. He comes in, there's a line of limos that comes in through the parking lot at Gamecock Stadium, University of South Carolina. Comes in like this, and there's religious leaders from all over the world. The place is packed, filled, packed. He goes and they run it through you. Here's how it's going to work. He's going to come in. He's going to go up. He's going to go on stage. I'm on stage. He's going to say what he says. He's going to say prayers. Then everyone who's there will get a blessing, and you line up because he's going to get back in the limo and get to the next gig, which I think was Syracuse. You know, I don't know. No. I think he had a gig with Journey. Journey was opening up. I think.
Syracuse.
No. So then he comes back. He stops. He does a blessing, and so I go, okay, how's this going to work? And I'm making sure. And my mom was handicapped for most of my life, and she was in a wheelchair. So she's coming down, and there's everybody standing there like this, and I'm with my mom and my sister Pam, and we're waiting, and I'm going, man, this better work, because he told me this was going to get a blessing. And he's up. First of all, he comes in like clockwork. All these little Italian guys in suits get out, and the doors go boom, boom, boom. He gets up, walks in the stadium, and the place goes insane. I mean, chills. I went, holy, this is huge. He finishes. All right, now he comes down. Now I'm going. I run backstage, and I get behind the wheelchair, and I'm waiting. I'm going, this has got to work. This is the only reason I'm here. And I go, and he comes down, and he goes like this. And the rule, the thing was, always, historically, when you're in the presence of the Pope, you kiss his ring. You kiss the ring. I mean, I don't know if it's like if you're within like 13-mile radius or what the exact, you know what I mean? You're somewhere in the city. No, if you're there, rush over. No, if you're, when you're in the presence of the Pope, you kiss the ring. If you're a Catholic, and I said, I'm not. They said, that has changed, you don't have to.
Oh.
And so I think to myself, I would really be hypocritical if some of the things I've done, I'm not considering. That's not the right thing to do. It's for really good Catholics. So I'm standing there, and he's come down. Now, I've seen this guy, people go insane. People weeping. People like this, and I'm going, oh, this is huge. This is really bigger than I had counted on. I might be in over my head here. So now it comes down, and I'm looking at my mom, She's so excited, you can't believe it. And he comes down, and he stands in front, stops in front of everybody, stops, gives a blessing, moves to the next person, gives a blessing, stops to the next person, moves a blessing. And he comes down, he's getting closer, and I'm thinking, I'm not kissing the ring.
No need to.
No need to. They said I didn't have to.
That's right.
It's hypocritical. I'm not kissing the ring.
I think you're right.
You're right. You're with me. Thank you. You're with me. You're in my camp now. All right. So I'm going, I'm not kissing the ring. I'm not kissing the ring. He comes down. He stops in front of my mom. My mom's looking up like this. He gives her a blessing. He starts to leave. He comes back. He stands there, looks right in her eyes, and leans down and looks at her and goes, you pray for me. You pray for me. He says to her, you pray for me. And my mom's looking at like this, like a little girl. He didn't even, his hand went about this far, and I'm going, I'm like, he's actually kind of going, get the...
Oh, God.
I buckled.
There you go.
I buckled like Leon Spinks. I went down.
Yeah.
I'm back. Exactly.
Well, that's great. I'm sorry we don't have time to show the embarrassing videotape.
Oh, boy, it was a great one, too. Yeah, it's me and him from The Mary Show. Well, friend, this has been fun. Am I done? Am I leaving? Going to show it? All right. This is a Ted Williams moment. This is you and I. Here's what it is. You and I.
As soon as the tape rolls, I'm leaving the movie.
I just did SNL recently, and I haven't done sketch comedy for a long time. And you and I were on a show when we
The
started
Mary
out.
Tyler Moore variety show.
Right, a lot of
Every Wednesday,
Yes.
the choreographer would come in and teach us, Michael and myself and the rest
Joe.
of the cast, how to dance.
Tony.
And the big number.
Yes.
And it was the worst day of my life
it's horrible.
for an entire
It was
summer.
horrible.
Wednesday, it would be, we'd all go up to the big rehearsal room and we'd learn the big hey. And this was serious.
Oh.
They would bring in real Hollywood dancers.
Yeah.
And I didn't know.
Yeah, no, you didn't.
But you got in there because.
No, yeah, well, I'm committed. You
Yeah,
really,
but not me. No,
no, you could hear his molars cracking.
Yeah, it was just. Yeah.
It was unbelievably uncomfortable, was
Yes,
it not?
it was. It was very.
It was.
And I'll tell you something I've never told anybody before. For a while, the people at Saturday Night Live were nice enough to invite me to host that program.
Sure.
And it was because of the experience that we had on the Mary Tyler Moore variety show. I said, no dice. No dice.
Well, you'd be great in that.
Oh, man. But
Yeah,
you remember how
it's
the...
horrible. Every Thursday you think, here it comes, and you think, maybe they won't have a number.
Yeah, maybe there won't be a big dance number this week.
But what were we thinking?
Yeah.
That we said, yeah, sure, we'll dance. Oh my God! So here's what I thought. I thought, all right, we've never done this. It's been brought up on the show. And I thought, well, you know, it makes Dave uncomfortable. I'm not happy about it. I don't really want to do it. And I thought, you know what? We could be for like a big sissies about this and go, no, we want to go out. Or we're Ted Williams and we say, sure, give me the bat.
That's right.
I'm already
That's
at
right.
400.
Ted Williams had a chance to sit out the second game of a
He said,
doubleheader,
"Ted, you're at 400."
protect his 400 average.
He said, no.
He goes up to the plate.
So that's where we're at right now. In other words, when people see this,
Yeah.
we
Is
could end-
this the opening number of the first show?
I haven't seen it.
Do you remember there was one time when we dressed as the Village People? Do you remember that? And we were dressed as the Village People for like days.
Oh, man.
All right, we'll come right back and see what he's got, okay?
All right.
Okay.
This makes your staff so happy because they've been asking me to do this. I said, well, I think it makes Dave
Let's tell
uncomfortable.
everybody it was Mary Tyler Moore.
Yeah.
It was you, it was me, it was Jim Hampton.
Yeah.
It was
Judy
Dick
Kahn,
Shawn, Judy Kahn,
Susie Kurtz.
Susie Kurtz.
Some very good writers.
Yeah,
And Tom and Jay, Tom Patchett, who were really great
and Jay Patchett,
comedy writers. Yeah.
Jay Tarsis and Tom Patchett. Yeah.
Yeah. By the way,
funny.
by the way, I may get a text later, so if we get interrupted, because if I get, sometimes they text me. If you want to see that.
Wow, that's pretty
I'll get. He mentioned earlier that they really text now. Yeah. So
I wasn't kidding.
No, you're not kidding. By the way,
He gets Batman
Yeah.
texts.
by the way, a lot of times it's just kids pranks. You know, they're pranksters.
Every now and then.
Yeah, you'll show up, you'll get into the suit, and there's nothing. It's not really. It's really.
We ought to write him a ticket for
Yeah,
that.
it's like a crank call.
Yeah, no, that's high school
All right,
kids
so
horsing around.
your staff is so happy right now because they've been waiting.
How
to see
long does this
so-
thing last, by the way?
35.
Huh?
All right, 35.
Okay.
Ooh, 35.
Yeah.
Terrible seconds.
You go ahead.
All
You're
right,
the-
here we go. This is me and him. He and I is me and him. Yeah, on he and I, whatever it is, on the on the Mary Show.
With a little luck, we can help it out. We can make this whole darn thing work out. There is no end to what we can do together. With a little luck, we can clear it up.
We can bring it in for a landing.
All right, get out there, everybody. Are you with me? Da, da, da,
my friend.
Thanks, man. This
Good
is
to
great.
see you. Good luck. Thank you for everything.
Thank you.
We'll be right back with